I won SBR Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Loshak. We are the Odds Couple. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com. Today is Monday, October 31st. It's Week 10 in college football. This is our Monday opening lines show. Mike Brenner, Week 10 in college football. I'll tell you what, before we get to a discussion of the records, there was a ton of major line moves that went on Sunday night to Monday afternoon, and I actually am on the right side of a bunch of them.
Well,
a few lines that I was expecting to move a little bit haven't moved yet, so we'll discuss all that in a second. But
Okay.
there's been more line movement, more major line movement, I think, from Sunday night to Monday afternoon than any week so far this year. We'll get to all that in a second, but I might have a bunch of picks, Mike Brenner, because I bet a bunch of things on the overnight. All right, so let's quickly get to the records. Everyone had a bad week last week. The Sharps, according to Brent from BetDSI, are having a good year. Went 4-6 against the spread last week. I'm having a good year. I went 9-13 against the spread last week. And
right.
Mike Brenner,
compared to
in our show, you went 3-12 against the spread last week, which was tough. Listen, Houston got the win for their coach, but they didn't get the cover for their backers.
You know what? And the coach, shame on the coach. I mean, he went to battle with a guy on Twitter. I won't even mention who it is. Trying to tell, because he thinks this guy's going to get a major job after this season. The last three games, he hasn't coached his team up. All right, I don't make excuses though. We're not looking in the rear view. Got my ass handed to me. Guess what though? I bounced back, brushed my knees off. I'm ready to go, Pistol Pete. I'm fired up for a great week because I see some really good opportunities.
All right, that sounds good.
Hell with the haters, guys. I'm doing the best I can.
Hell with the haters. All right, here we go. There's a bunch of picks that I'm liking. There's two. There's two that we have to. Well, there's two that we will try to analyze them. Not that much, but there's two that with huge line move. I took Ohio State -14 over Nebraska. Thought it was good, but I didn't think it was like a great bet or anything. Now it's all the way up to 17 or 17.5 market wide. It actually opened at 12.5. I got 14, but a major move from Ohio State over Nebraska at home.
Nebraska's coming off that loss, their first loss to the year. They're a little bit mad, and Ohio State hadn't just been blowing anybody out.
That's right. Ohio State appears like, who saw the, and actually I'll tell you what, Mike Brenner, you had Ohio State in the first half. That was a loser, but you know who also had Ohio State last week?
Who's that?
The Sharps. According to Brent from BetDSI, the Sharps took Ohio State, according to Brent, and they got buried on that one.
They got buried.
Ohio State has some apparent issues in the passing game on the offensive line.
I think this quarterback's got something in his head, Pete.
Maybe.
I really do.
I thought they were. It was a good spot to bet them at -14, and obviously that is the case. Up to 17 now. I don't know if I want to give them at 17, but
I don't know about giving it 17, but your initial 14 I like, because Urban Meyer's got to be hot. Like, where's our offense? What's going on? And guess what? He might even make a little change there at QB if things don't tighten up.
All right, I'll
soon.
tell you what.
You know what?
If Ohio
17, I don't know, Pete. Nebraska, they're not all that bad. They are. Their schedule's been a little softer. All right, but man, they're coming off a lot of losses.
If Ohio State was going to cover at 14, I got to figure they'll cover at 17. I'll take Ohio State -17, -110. We'll
and
see
you know what? With that kind of
moves.
move, maybe somebody knows something we don't know. So that might
then
be
another
a real sharp
call. Fading Marshall has been a smart thing to do all year long.
Sounds like a new song or a new show. Fading Marshall.
Absolutely. In a few, in a bunch of our shows this year, I've faded Marshall successfully. Yeah. I bet Old Dominion at -8.5 on the opening line. I thought it was a pretty good bet. Yeah. Now it's up to 12.5 or 13.
You already won that. Cash that ticket, baby.
This is what I'm talking about.
Just making that move alone, Pete, makes you feel, that's huge, though. That's big. Yeah. Maybe that could be a major, but then again, there's no real big major key players that would move a line for that team. You know,
if there were major key players, they wouldn't have opened the line.
Exactly. There you go. That's even better said.
All right. You know what? Listen, I took it at 8.5.
Put it out there again.
I'm going to take the bet online line, which is -11.5, -125. So
I still think that's just a smart move.
I'll take that. Yeah. And to prove that not all of my initial thoughts are accurate, I actually thought that Iowa at +5.5 might be a good bet at Penn State. Now it's all the way up to 7 or 7.5.
Well, they gained momentum this week because I thought they would have a down day. Penn State after that big.
No. You know who didn't? Remember in our video, I said be careful.
Yeah, you did.
Because I said Purdue is vulnerable to a running game, and I said I like the over, which cashed. That was one of my winners. But I've had a great read on Purdue, and I've been taking them. Lots of weeks. And that week I said I laid off. I should have taken Penn State, but I like the over, and the over cashed, and that's why. That's exactly why. So I thought that Iowa might be a good bet at 5.5. Now they're up to on the overnight.
Where's that being played? It's played in Penn State. Ooh, Happy Valley. Ooh,
it's up to 7 or 7.5. I'm going to wait and watch and think about it. I'm happy that I didn't jump on it, but that's my thought is that Iowa might be a good bet here at 7.
Right, but again, Iowa hasn't been the same team they were last year. I know it's a different team, but still I haven't seen the momentum pick up.
Now, another one that I bet, which was sort of similar to the Ohio State game that didn't move, is you know what I'm going to talk about? Which one do you think I'm talking about?
Roll Tide, baby.
No. That's coming up different. I bet Stanford at -14 at home over Oregon State. I thought that one was.
I got my ass kicked this week, 3-12 or 3-13. But Pete, do you love pain? Do you love pain? I can't let you go there. And if you go, you know what? I might jump in too. Why not? Hell, why stop now, right? No.
Well, I think, look, Stanford is not, we knew it was going to, we predicted in preseason there's going to be a down year for Stanford. Remember, we predicted that. It has been, but they're not this bad now. Oregon State goes on the road. Oregon State, I think, can hang at home with various teams in various situations, but when they go on the road, it's a different story against a team like Stanford.
Have you heard any updates on McCaffrey?
McCaffrey played last week and had a good game. He had a great game.
I heard he was going to have limited runs, but that didn't happen.
No, he had a huge game last week.
You know what? That might be a great spot.
Yeah, so I'm going to.
I'm jumping on it. No, I love it. You talked me on.
Like 17 seconds ago, you were asking me if I like pain. Yep. You're going to force me off of it, blah, blah, blah. Now you're on it with me. You're on it with me. All right, sure.
No, I'm jumping right in there.
Okay, Stanford minus 14. Go ahead. Why not?
I'm on it. I tell these guys, misery's optional. I'm jumping in there. You know what I'm doing, though? Yeah, I'm pulling that trigger on the first half as well.
Really? Okay.
Give me the first half.
Sure. You can give you the bookmaker opener.
We'll go bookmaker. Okay.
So you're taking the full game and the first half.
Yes.
All right. Now you're on it 2 ways.
And what was the game again?
14.
Okay.
14 minus 106. Now let's see. A lot of what. Now I'm thinking about the Purdue game this week. They're at Minnesota, and I am actually kind of liking them this week at plus 16.5. I actually got it at 17. It's down to 16.5.
Minnesota, boy, they're struggling.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. No, they're coming off.
No, they're okay, but it's just I'm not sure if they're, and they have a decent running game, but it's not as overpowering as Penn State.
Don't think about it too long. We got a lot of picks. We got a short time to do it.
I bet it. I'll throw on Purdue at plus 16.5 over Minnesota.
Now remember, it was just 2 weeks ago we had a plus 24, and they got the when
that was at home though. But exactly. It's all right. But all right. So Mike Brenner, we'll talk about the LSU Alabama game in a second. Are there any picks you want to add?
Yeah, I do. I want to start with tomorrow night, Tuesday, Western Michigan, number 18, Western Michigan. All right, and I like this play. All right, they pounded this same team last year, 57-7, Ball State. Okay, all right, they're led by a senior quarterback. They got a great junior running back and a senior wide receiver that are making a ton of noise. Bottom line is they have 0 injuries on the injury list. This team is completely healthy. I just don't see how the other team's going to be able to hang in there. I mean, Ball State, they're having a bad year. They got no defense. Their offense is decent, but their defense gets pounded. So the first half is what I'm looking at for Tuesday.
We'll give you the bookmaker opener on that
and
one.
Now full game, if I'm correct.
Full game actually opened at 18.5. Now it's down to 17.5. But yeah, Western Michigan, their last 3 road games are all
and they've
24 plus
Pete,
point
their first game of the year, they won 24-21 over Northwestern. All right, the remaining 7 that they won, not one of them did they had 14. Yeah. They won by 14 or more in each one.
Yeah,
and they
but also, I mean, look at what Northwestern's done. That margin of victory is looking less and less like a knock. I mean, look at what Northwestern's done. Right?
I know, but game 1 of the year, you would have thought maybe the other way around.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take the full game at minus 17.5. No, and I
minus
like that.
17.5, absolutely.
Coming in,
and I have a Tuesday pick as well. I'm not sure if this might be a loser, but I'm going to give it because I bet it. Why not? I'm going to give Bowling Green plus 16 against Northern Illinois. I forgot my reasoning for it.
These two, and Bowling Green was just starting to get a good program 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 years ago.
Bowling Green is in a down spot, but I think there's a little bit of an overreaction here.
And NIU, I don't know what happened to that team.
Yeah, Bowling Green actually, I mean, they crushed Buffalo, but that's Buffalo. And Bowling Green actually had 2 nice road covers before the Miami loss. They outgained Miami.
I shook my head when I saw this. I don't think NIU's done anything to deserve a spread like that.
I mean, they're improving too, but I'm gonna take Bowling Green at that one. All right, let's see. Is there anything else you want to add before I add like a whole bunch of picks here?
I know you're going. All right, here we go. I'm going to get started. I'm taking A&M, the team that let me down in my first half. They were up 24. They didn't get the 28 covered. All right, they're at Mississippi State.
Yes.
This Mississippi State team's a damn mess. I mean, they are a mess. They struggled versus Stanford. Stanford last week, Pete, and literally they gave up, I think, 27 first-half points to Stanford, okay? A&M, you know they're going to come out fired up once again, so I think they're going to get it done. First half, I'm going to go with the bookmaker opener, and the full game is
minus
still at 14
plus 106, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and take it. Okay. I'm doing it with confidence, and I know I do favorites because I got guys jumping all over. Bottom line, hey, if I had a strength doing the dog, I would. I like both of this. I think momentum's going to cash both of these tickets.
All right. There was one play that I bet on the overnight line that hasn't moved, and that is Mississippi State.
Oh, I love head-to-head, mano-y-mano, baby.
Mano-y-mano, mano-o-mano.
You want to bet for another beer that we'll never get, that you'll never pay me for?
Sure, I'll bet you another beer that I'm going to stiff you on if I lose. I'm on Mississippi State.
You don't even show up. I try to buy you one.
I'm on Mississippi State.
Wow, why? I got to ask why.
It just reminds me of the
Sanford.
Yeah, I know.
Not Sanford.
I know.
Not Stanford.
That was not very good.
4.
This one reminds me of the Texas A&M at South Carolina, which I also cashed a winner with, which I just think it's a little bit too big of a line here.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
My concern is that the fans aren't going to be fired up. The fans, and if they don't have that 12th man on the field, Pete.
Why do you think they're not going to be fired up?
Because the team's 3-5 and they suck.
Yeah.
And they're not going anywhere this year. A&M's fired up. Now, maybe they'll get fired up because it's A&M. Guess what, though? Maybe it's their Super Bowl. But I see A&M saying, you know what? We're better than we looked in that Alabama game. Let's get out there. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
We're going head-to-head.
We're going head-to-head.
Mano, baby. I love it.
All right. I got about 8 or 10 other picks.
Let me
Why
keep
will I
going
not
in real quick.
Okay.
All right. Michigan
you have
State.
others. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Yes. Let's hear it.
I'm going Michigan State.
Okay.
Because they played a decent game against Michigan. Okay. Bottom line, even though my picks lost on that, it's not so much. Well, I didn't lose. I had a push on the half. I lost the game. That win was huge. Illinois rebuilding program with Lovie Smith. That's a bad team. I think Michigan State, whatever little momentum that it picked up because they were actually in a ball game and against a good team, I think they're going to fire away. I love it. At Illinois, I'm going to go half in the game, Pistol.
Okay, is that line out yet?
Yeah,
there's
the
no
full
line.
Game was.
No, there's no line out. There's no line. But if you want to take the Pinnacle opener, we
I'm
can
going
give
to
it to
take
you,
Pinnacle opener.
no matter what it is. Okay.
For both half and game.
Take the bookmaker opener and the Pinnacle opener.
Now, just your thoughts on that, because they did come off a good game. You know that this Coach D'Antoni, he's a good coach. You know he is.
I did, because there's no line yet, I didn't even crunch those numbers.
Okay.
I'm going to crunch it when the line comes out.
That's right.
All right.
You don't watch it
Is that it for you?
No, God, no.
Okay, let's hear another one.
Here, I love this one.
Okay.
I love it. I'm going Clemson. I'm going to use the bookmaker opener on the first half.
Okay.
Now, is the game still set at, is it 20?
It is 26 or 26 and a half right now.
I love it. I love it. They're at home against Syracuse, okay? Clemson, I'm telling you, they beat Florida State. That was just a good, solid play on Florida State's field. This team wins on the road. They win at home. But that momentum, because now they really feel that they could have a shot. They should be 1, 2, or 3 right there. So I love it. Give me the first half. I'm going to go bookmaker.
Bookmaker opener.
Got it.
And you want the full game or no? 26.
Nope, I'm just going half. But I am going to be taking, and I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going Bama.
Okay.
If you want to go there.
Go ahead.
I'm going on that. And I can't wait. I hope you want to go on mono.
Break it down. Oh, no, that one
They're going to bust it up. Is the full game still 7?
Yes, still 7. Hasn't moved since opener. That's one of the lines that hasn't moved.
This is going to be a crazy one. This thing might end up the first half 9, and I might get this game at 7.
LSU has covered the 3 games since their coaching change. Now, obviously, anytime you go up against Alabama, you throw
going
out
up against
those
Big Daddy.
out the
Here we go.
window.
I don't have a voice left from the 2 weeks ago when I went head-to-head with the coaching thing with Bama. I love it. I'm going to go bookmaker opener on the half, and I'm taking the full game at -7.
-7, -110.
Pete, double-digit victory.
Okay, yeah. Listen, Alabama.
Double-digit, baby.
6-2 against the spread. They're in one of those years where they're the top team in the nation. Public's betting on them, and they're still covering. So,
and Lane Kiffin's still pissed at Big Daddy, and I think he did bang his daughter last year. Bottom line, that fires him up to put the points on the board. All right, and then I got one other one.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's a teaser. You ready? I'm gonna use Bet Online for this.
They have good teaser odds in
do.
basketball, so I'll check their
a lot of
teaser odds.
traffic going that way too, boys. But I'll tell you, Bet Online. All right, here we go. Bama is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Western Michigan and Michigan State.
So this is a 10 point.
3-team teaser.
Okay,
Pete,
so-
I really like it. Yeah.
Okay,
Again,
Mike Brenner.
Bama, Western Michigan, and Michigan State.
Okay, I got a bunch of picks on these openers, so I may as well just give them all out.
Might as
Okay,
well.
let me just run down here so we don't run
put a
too
shield
long.
on. Dennis got a shotgun.
All right, let's see. All right, I'm just going in chronological order here. One, I'm thinking about
what
UConn plus 10.5 against Temple. The line hasn't moved. I will give it UConn plus 10.5 against Temple. That's one that I bet. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm liking it. I might take it back. That's a Friday game.
It could be a take it
I might
back
pull
game.
that game. Yes. Then here's another one. I beat a bunch of openers, but I'll tell you what. I bet Rutgers at plus 12 against Indiana. Now it's all the way up to 14 or 14.5. So that was a terrible bet on my part. But I think Rutgers is coming off the bye. I think they might give Indiana.
That really might help. If any team needed a bye, it was that team.
Yeah, I am going to give. They also put in a new quarterback, which might have changed. Probably doesn't change a
looked good in
lot, but might
practice.
change
Said
a
they
little
had some
bit.
really solid practices.
Now it's up to 14.5. My bet was at 12, so I don't beat every line move at all. I got a bad
you beat
line
most
there.
of them.
For this show, I'm going to give Rutgers plus 14.5.
Big balls play today. I love it.
Kind of big balls play. Here's another one that I'm thinking about. I'm not going to give here, but it's interesting. Ole Miss at home against Georgia Southern. You mentioned that this version of Georgia Southern is not as dangerous as past Georgia Southern teams. Ole Miss is on 3 straight off of 3 straight losses,
what is this
and it's 27.5 or 28. Ole Miss also starts games They're notorious for starting games well. So I'm probably going to be on the Ole Miss
first half
when it comes
I'm on it. I'm on it with you.
All right, well, I'm not on it yet.
I am. I'm official. It's official.
Bookmaker opener. We'll give you on that one.
Love it. I didn't have time to crunch them all down.
All right.
I don't have time like you. I got 2 daughters, beat a 4 and a 6-year-old. They keep me busy. I haven't crunched like you.
I have.
Well, I love that
I
break down.
I have no little angels at home.
No, you don't. But you know what, though? You know how to look good. The guy knows how to look good.
All right, so let's see. Other picks that I'm going to give. Let me just go on down the line here. Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Here's one that I don't think I can give it right now, but I'm thinking about it. It's Duke as a big home dog to Virginia Tech. Now, this reminds me of those games where Virginia was a big home dog like UNC. I didn't understand why they were that big of a dog, and they wound up losing. Duke's got 11.5 or 12. Is Virginia Tech that good? Maybe they are.
So. Duke fired, but they came back after being down. They were buried early.
That was one of my picks last week.
There you go. And guess what? They fought back. I think
Virginia Tech is good, though.
They're good.
They have a strong
Coach
defense.
David Cutcliffe is the reason that team came back in the second half. And you know what? He's a good coach that can take this team and they can take that momentum to the next game. Now, are they a great team? No, but you know what? It's a lot of points because I'm not sold that much on Virginia Tech except for on two spots this year where they really look sharp.
I'm sold on them, but I'm not sure if I'm sold on them as double-digit favorite.
I don't think it's a big ball play.
I'm gonna have to look into it more.
Jump in the
but
water,
that's what I'm thinking about. Now another one is I had a winner with Charlotte. I believe it was last week. I don't remember when it was.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, whenever it was.
It was 2.
They're off a bye. They're going up against Southern Miss, which is a team that only beat Marshall by 10 last week, and I'm going to take Charlotte plus still 19.5 at bookmaker. So I'm going to take that one plus 19.5. I bet that one 19.5.
Holy cow!
Now let's go on.
You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them.
Here's my I don't know if it's big balls, but based on ATS it is. I've had a couple losers with TCU, but I bet them at plus 10 on the opener, and I'm going to take them. It's gone down. This one has gone down. It's 8.5, 9. They're at Baylor, and Baylor obviously is a good team. I think Baylor probably wins it, but at 10 I liked it, and I took TCU, and I'm going to take them at 9.5 here. It's all over the place, 8.5, 9, or 9.5, so I'm taking TCU at plus 9.5.
You're focused. My God.
Here's another one that I didn't take because I think it's going to move. Oklahoma State at Kansas State.
They're playing good ball right now.
Yeah, they're playing good ball. It was opened at 1.5. It's up to 2.5 now. I'm going to take Oklahoma State at some point this week, but I'm going to wait until it might go to 3.5. We'll see, but I'm going to take that. Here's another one I'm leaning, but I'm not going to take yet. Missouri at South Carolina. Missouri has been really terrible recently. I think this is a game where they might surprise and be a little bit better. Let's see. Here's a fish. Here's an official pick. Central Florida burned us all last week against Houston, right?
Wow, they got a great coach on up. Yeah, they killed me. They killed me, and I just don't even want to go there, Pete. Jesus.
I don't think.
I just took the Band-Aid off.
I don't think they're as good as their recent results have shown. And I
think Houston's just that bad.
Exactly.
And again,
I'm going to take Tulane plus 16.
Big man on campus. If you're out there, hold on. Tom Herman, he ain't all that. Go ahead.
I'm taking Tulane plus 16 against UCF. And going on down the line, one other game that we have to talk about. I took North Carolina State plus 7.5 against Florida State. Big move. Now it's down to 6. I don't know if I want to give it at 6.
What did NC State do last week that impressed you? How much? It's only 7.5?
It opened at 7.5.
And against
and
Florida
now it's
State?
down to 6. Yeah.
Florida State? I can't open the door. I'm diving in quick enough because I got news for you. I knew Michigan. I mean, I really felt Clemson was going to get that win. But Florida State, all right, his team's going to come out pissed off. And the way I saw North Carolina State the other day, they look terrible, Pete.
Yeah, they have some issues, yes.
And is this on the road, Florida State going on the road?
No, it's at NC State.
Oh, I love it. Florida State. I love it. Early and often, give me the half. I'm going to take bookmaker and the full game.
Okay, bookmaker opener and full game right now is -6. It opens
-6. Yeah. Jesus. All right, and you know I'm not a big fan, but guess what? That's going to cash 2 tickets right there.
Is NC State going to be able to stop Cook? I don't know.
No, Pete.
Yeah, maybe not. So that's one that I did bet at 7.5. Now it's down to 6. I'm not going to go on it now, but I'm looking at the line movement.
2 more, by the way.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going Michigan on the first half. I'm going to give you the bookmaker opener because guess what? All right, they didn't appreciate that lockdown. I know Harbaugh. I haven't heard anything about a speech yet, but I guarantee that offense, all right, they probably had an ass chewing or two. They lost 3 opportunities to score. I'm taking Michigan on the first half. What's the full game?
Well, the full game right now is 30 or 30.5, so the first half probably
about
be
18,
21.
19, 20.
Closer to 20.
I love it.
I'm
taking it no matter what. Bookmaker first half, and I'm adding one other.
Okay.
All right, and I want the full game. I want Washington at Cal. At home. I think they're at home against Cal.
Washington against Cal. Let me find it. Let me find it. Washington at Cal minus 15.5.
Yep.
That line has also not moved since opening.
Yep. I'm going with the.
Full game or first half?
No, just the full first half. I'm sorry, not the full game, first half.
First half.
And
Washington, first half. Bookmaker
Yep.
opener.
Yep.
All right.
And that's
I have a bunch of picks, and I've given them all. I'm done for right now. I got a bunch of leans. We'll be back tomorrow when I'll give some totals, maybe throw on a couple of more spreads. I've given a bunch of picks on sides here.
You're just a busy man. I don't know how you keep up with it. I need roller skates to keep up with you, Pistol Pete. But you know what? I'm coming off that ass whooping, and I'm feeling good about this week because I'm going to bounce back.
This is what college football is all about.
See, that's what it does to you.
Opening numbers, chaos, but a lot of fun. Mike Brenner, good luck this week. We'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday show.
That's right. Hang in there, guys. Doing the best we can.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.